Well, hello all, and welcome back to the Pipe Cottage. I want to try a little of this new Granger that I got from Pipe Appeal. I've tried one bowl of it, but I'm about to have another. If I had to guess, this is probably from the late 70s, early 80s, so 40 to 50 years old. And he knew that that was my favorite codger blend. Now, what do I want to smoke it in? Oh, let's see. Let's have a Peterson B10. Put this in today. So, the point of this video is to talk about the importance of silence. Fire up a pipe and let it bring you to silence. But before I get that going, I'm going to get my pipe going. I trust everybody's doing good. I been looking forward to spring. You can't rush this stuff. You got to get it just right. This tobacco is a little dry, but not too bad. Just a tad bit dry. But the flavor is phenomenal. Where's my lighter? And when Parker sent this to me, Pipe Appeal, he did tell me that it's different from the way Granger is made now. And I'll have to agree with that. I think there's more than age going on. I think it's just high quality superior leaf. Burley, obviously. Oh man, that's good. That is just good. My wife came in here yesterday or the day before yesterday when I had my first bowl of this. And she said it smelled good. So it's advertised as a fragrant tobacco. It does have a topping on it. It is slightly aromatic. Now, I almost don't want to talk. I almost just want to shut the video off right now and just smoke this. But I wanted to talk to you about a book I've been reading, The Intellectual Life, from a French Catholic writer. His name is Sir Talange. Hey, I like my French. I've had this book on my shelf for probably 15 years. I've had a lot of Catholic books on my shelf for a long time, just hadn't had the time or the interest to read them until recently. But he's got a chapter in here. The whole book is about leading a life of a scholar and what that entails. But I think it has something to teach those of us who are pipe smokers as well, because one of the reasons you smoke a pipe is to just put something in your mouth and be quiet. Just shut up for a while. Which is kind of ironic as I sit here trying to make a video as I'm talking about maintaining silence. So listen to this. This is from one of the first chapters. Just listen. May be of help to you. In the organization of our life, the essential point to safeguard, in view of which all the rest is necessary, is the wise provision of solitude, exterior and interior. St. Thomas Aquinas is so deeply convinced of this that of 16 counsels to the intellectual, he devotes 7 to external contacts and to the retired life. I want you to be slow in speaking and slow in going to the parlor, Aquinas says. Do not inquire at all about the actions of others, Be polite to everyone, but be familiar with none. For too much familiarity breeds contempt and gives matter for many distractions. Do not busy yourself about the words and actions of those in the world. Avoid useless outings above everything. Love your cell if you desire to be admitted to the wine cellar. And so this is Sertalange again. Retirement is the laboratory of the spirit. Interior solitude and silence are its two wings. All great works were prepared in the desert, including the redemption of the world. The precursors, the followers, the Master himself, all obeyed or have to obey one and the same law. Prophets, apostles, preachers, martyrs, pioneers of knowledge, inspired artists in every art, ordinary men and the man God, all pay tribute to loneliness, to the life of silence, and to the night. And this is an appropriate thing to be reading during Lent, I would say. Lent began, of course, last week. And this is a time when we are supposed to be preparing our hearts to become more like Christ, to receive Christ, to prepare our lives for Easter. That can't be done in public. That has to be done in private, in solitude. In propitious darkness, let him take time, like God, to prepare the material of the stars. Oh, that's just beautiful. The most exquisite songs in nature are heard at night. The nightingale, the crystal-voiced toad, the cricket sing in the darkness. The cock proclaims the day and does not wait for it. All who bear a message, all poets, all seekers also, and those who are on the alert to pick up the truths that lie scattered round us, must plunge deep into the vast emptiness, which is plenitude. And then the writer goes on to talk about other people who received inspiration in solitude and silence. Emerson proclaimed himself a savage. Descartes shut himself up in his heated room. Plato had declared that he used more oil in his lamp than wine in his goblet. If the Spirit is to lead us into the regions of interior solitude, as he led Jesus into the desert, we must first offer him the solitude we have created. Without retirement, there is no inspiration. But within the circle of the lamplight, the stars of thought gather above us, as it were in a firmament. When the quietness of silence takes possession of you, when far from the racket of the human high road, the sacred fire flames up in the stillness, when peace, which is the tranquility of order, puts order in your thoughts, feelings, and investigations, you are in the supreme disposition for learning. You can bring your materials together. You can create. You are definitely at your working point. It is not the moment to dwell on wretched trifles, to half live while time runs by, and to sell heaven for nothing. And then the writer goes on to explain, Sertalange goes on to explain that we're never ourselves when we're in a crowd. We can't measure ourselves by a crowd. Without coming back, we can't be in the crowd without coming back less the man than I am, than myself. In the crowd, one loses one's identity. You become like the crowd. You try to fit in with everybody else. And how true that even remains now. I think that silence is extremely valuable. Most of the time when I'm smoking a pipe, I don't have anybody around me. I don't want anybody around me. It's not natural for me to smoke a pipe and try to talk on a video. I do it simply because it's, the Pipe Cottage. But it's difficult to do that. It's difficult for me to multitask, to concentrate on the tobacco, to think and to talk to you at the same time. But I think that we're wasting an opportunity if every time we fire up a bowl, we're on our phones, we're in front of a television screen, we're trying to talk to somebody else, trying to talk on the phone. Just sit down and be quiet. Be still and know that I am God, is what the psalmist said. Just be still, be quiet. The world that we live in is hurried, it's rushed, it's in a hurry to go nowhere. And that's missing the point. I think that most people are drawn to the pipe, drawn to smoking a pipe, are not tobacco aficionados. They don't really care to know everything there is to know about tobacco or pipes. They're not. Most of the people who smoke pipes are not on YouTube. You're not going to find them making YouTube videos. You probably will never find them at all, because they're more than likely enjoying their tobacco in the solitude and the silence of their home, which is how it's supposed to be done. The people in my life who were pipe smokers who were most influential on me were not simply influential because they smoked a pipe. It's because of the way the pipe complemented their life. You just sit down and watch them smoke a bowl, and you can tell that they're thinking about something. They're contemplating the world. And I guess that's why pipe smoking tends to lend itself well to the intellectual life. And I don't think one can be overeducated. There's far too much to learn in this world, and it's a privilege to be able to do it. So that's what I wanted to say today. I don't want to make a long video. I just wanted to encourage you to simply be still, be quiet, enjoy the silence. You don't have to be doing something all the time. Just be. And if you're a pipe smoker, just sit down and enjoy the bowl. Fire up your bowl and just enjoy it. Enjoy that blessing. For those of you who are praying folks, I would ask you to send up a word for us. I am leaving my academic job, and I've grown weary of it. It's an online teaching job, and I don't know that I really believe in online education anymore. G.K. Chesterton once said something to the effect that education is the transfer of the soul of a generation from one generation to the next. It's the soul of tradition. It's the transfer of tradition from one generation to the next. And that's not easily done through the internet. The internet's good, but it's not capable of solving all of our problems. Actually, it's not capable of solving much of anything. I was just talking to my wife today. I said, if we were not already involved in an internet world, I would have done everything in my power to prevent it from happening. Because I don't like it. And I know that it's ridiculous to be saying that while you make a video, but we have allowed the internet to destroy far too much of our civilization. There's so much on the internet. I mean, you go on the internet and you read news reports about what's all the violence and the terrible things that are going on in the world, and I just don't want to be a part of online education anymore. That may change in the future, but for now I'm just burned out on it. I don't know what's going to happen now. We're not reliant upon that job for an income. I basically stayed doing it for as long as I have just to keep my foot in the academic world. But I've got far too many other things I want to do. I've got some writing I want to do. I want to concentrate more on our farm here. But if I'm supposed to do more than that, then the doors will open up and it will happen. Anyway, I'm going to go. This has been such a wonderful visit that I've had with you. And if you've not read this book, The Intellectual Life, I would encourage you to do it because it's been helping me a great deal. Just to learn to sit down and enjoy life and enjoy a pipe in solitude and silence. And that's what I'm going to do with the rest of this bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alan Harrelson with the Pipe Cottage. Thank you for stopping by.